In a small, quiet village nestled between lush mountains, there was a legend that had been passed down through generations. The legend spoke of a forgotten kingdom, a realm where dreams came to life, where time didn't exist, and where love was as powerful as the very fabric of reality itself. This kingdom, however, could only be reached by those who dared to believe in the impossible. For as long as she could remember, Alara had been fascinated by these stories. She grew up in the village, raised by her grandmother, who often spoke of the mystical land hidden in the depths of the world. But to Alara, the kingdom was just a fairy tale, an impossible dream. She had spent her life surrounded by the mundane, by routine and reality. But all of that changed on her 21st birthday, the day she found the map. It was tucked away in an old chest that had belonged to her grandmother. Alara had never thought to open it before, but something felt different that day. As she carefully unwrapped the map, it began to glow faintly, the lines shifting as if alive. The sensation was overwhelming, almost as if the kingdom itself was calling to her, urging her to find it. But what did it mean? Why had her grandmother kept it hidden for all these years? At first, Alara thought she was imagining things, but as the days passed, she couldn't shake the feeling that the map was real. And so, she made a decision: she would follow it. She didn't know what lay ahead, but a part of her felt an undeniable pull towards something greater than herself. With nothing but a pack, the map, and her determination, Alara set out on her journey. The path was difficult, winding through dense forests and across wild rivers, but every step felt like it brought her closer to something magical. The further she ventured, the more the world around her seemed to shift. The trees grew taller, their trunks twisted in unnatural ways, and the air hummed with a strange energy. It was on the fourth night of her journey, as she rested beneath a canopy of stars, that she first saw him. He appeared as if from thin air, a figure cloaked in shadows. His presence was both commanding and comforting, and Alara couldn't help but feel drawn to him. "Are you lost, or are you seeking something?" he asked, his voice soft but with an undertone of authority. Alara hesitated. There was something about him that felt familiar, yet unknown. "I'm following a map," she said, holding it up. "I'm looking for the lost kingdom of dreams." The man's eyes darkened for a moment, as if the mention of the kingdom brought back painful memories. "You're brave, or foolish," he said quietly. "Most who seek the kingdom never return." "I have to know the truth," Alara replied, her voice unwavering. "I have to see it for myself." The man regarded her with a mixture of caution and curiosity. "I am Kale," he said finally, his eyes piercing. "I know the kingdom you seek. And I warn you, the journey you've started will change you in ways you can't yet understand." Alara's heart skipped a beat. Kale's words echoed in her mind as she fell into a restless sleep. What did he mean by that? And why did he seem so familiar, as if she had known him in another life? Over the next few weeks, Alara and Kale traveled together. He was a quiet companion, his eyes constantly scanning their surroundings as if expecting danger at every turn. Yet, despite his guarded nature, Alara found herself growing closer to him. There was a depth to his silence, a quiet strength that drew her in. It wasn't long before she realized that her feelings for him were more than just curiosity. One evening, as they sat around a fire, Kale finally spoke of the kingdom's true nature. "The lost kingdom of dreams is not just a place," he said, his voice low. "It's a realm that bends the fabric of reality itself. Time doesn't flow as it does in our world. In the kingdom, dreams are alive, they're more real than you can imagine." Alara listened intently, mesmerized by his words. "But if it's so powerful, why is it lost? Why is it hidden?" Kale's gaze grew distant, as if he was remembering something painful. "Because the kingdom was never meant to be found. The dreams inside it, they have a price. Those who enter the kingdom often lose themselves to its magic. Some even lose their lives." Despite the danger, Alara's desire to find the kingdom only grew stronger. She couldn't explain it, but the feeling that something awaited her there, something vital, was undeniable. As they journeyed deeper into the mystical forest, the air grew thicker, and the trees seemed to whisper in an ancient language. The ground beneath their feet shifted, and Alara could feel the kingdom drawing closer, its power palpable in every breath she took. On the night they reached the entrance to the lost kingdom, Alara's heart raced. Before them stood a towering archway of stone, covered in vines that shimmered in the moonlight. Beyond it, a soft glow beckoned, the very air seeming to vibrate with magic. "This is it," Kale said softly, his voice filled with awe. "This is where your journey truly begins." Alara stepped forward, her heart pounding in her chest. But before she could cross the threshold, Kale grabbed her arm, his expression suddenly serious. "Alara, there's something you need to understand," he said, his voice urgent. "Once you enter the kingdom, you can never return. The dreams you find there, they will change you. And the price for the kingdom's secrets is steep." Alara's mind raced. She wanted to turn back, but something inside her, something deep and unshakable, told her that this was her destiny. She had to face whatever awaited her, no matter the cost. With a final glance at Kale, Alara crossed the threshold into the lost kingdom. The moment she entered, Alara felt a surge of energy course through her. The world around her seemed to come alive, the trees stretching high into the sky, their branches adorned with glowing flowers. The air was thick with the scent of jasmine and honey, and the ground beneath her feet felt soft, almost like velvet. But something was wrong. The beauty of the kingdom was intoxicating, but there was a darkness lurking beneath the surface. As Alara ventured deeper into the kingdom, she encountered strange, fantastical creatures, some friendly, others not. There were whispers in the air, voices that seemed to call her name, pulling her further into the kingdom's depths. And then, she saw him again. Kale. But this time, he wasn't alone. Standing beside him was a woman, a figure cloaked in white, with eyes that glowed with a strange, otherworldly light. Alara's heart sank as she realized the truth. Kale had not come to protect her. He had come to guide her into the kingdom, to reveal the truth behind the legend. As the woman in white stepped forward, her voice like music, she spoke, "The kingdom belongs to those who dare to dream, Alara. But dreams come at a price. Will you pay it?" Call to action. How do you think Alara should respond to the woman in white? What do you think will happen next? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting adventures in Dreamverse.